All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I am just Mopar Joe. There's our little 40 by 80. Got four 12-foot tall doors. Let's go inside and look. Here's my shop update. Got a lot done this week. And if you'll notice, we are basically in the dark here, except, let me turn the switch on. Booyah. I got double rows of lights in finally. So first thing, all this sheetrock got hung. There was a little crew that came in and did that for me real quick. Just the exterior of the paint booth. So that's 20 foot by 30 foot long. Exterior of my engine room. So that's my clean room. It'll have a sealed door for the paint booth there. Here's my little bathroom. We can look in it for just a second. I don't have any of the plumbing stuff done except for just rough in. So I didn't put any sheetrock up here yet. That'll get all finished out. I've got a new shop sink, smaller to go here. And then my 3-compartment sink will go here, which it's over here. So I could definitely, there's my little sink for the bathroom. If I can show you that. Just a nice black mop sink kind of deal. And it comes with legs, so it'll all be simple, go in by itself. Here's that big 3-compartment sink. I can fit cylinder heads. I can soak anything in there I need to. Stainless steel. I got a really good deal on that. And it has these kind of two workbench sides on it. So you can put something on there for a drying rack. There's a bathtub up there. That doesn't go in the shop, obviously. And right now I just got my trailers parked in here in the way. And it kind of makes the 40 by 80 go away pretty quick. But let's walk around that. Here's my old workbench, my sonic tester, my sonic cleaner and all that. So I wired an outlet here if I want to put that bar just up against there. Do whatever. I got a bunch of engine stuff going on with that. But yeah, here's the inside with some lights up finally. So I got on Amazon and bought myself 8 high bay lights. And you can kind of see the bugs are flying around them right now. Spent the last 2 or 3 days wiring those from in the attic. I have them in series. I have it plugged into an extension cord right now. So the electrician will come and finish the outside panel. There's the old blue truck hanging out over here. Let me show you in the attic and what I have been having to deal with up here. So that's a 14-foot ceiling. And I borrowed this old ladder from the siding guys. Come on up. Might get a better view from up here too. There's the old top of the trailer and stuff. They did a really nice job on my barn. You can call it a pole barn, call it whatever you want to. And here is my attic. Let's see if I can cut a light on here. In the attic. So I think the truss is every 3 feet. They go all the way from end to end. Nice job, secured everywhere. Here's kind of my wired series deal on these lights. Since they do plug in, I thought if they ever went bad, I could just go ahead and unplug that, pull the plug out from the bottom. I got a little electrical or aluminum tape on there just to keep whatever out. But the end goal is get all this ceiling spray foamed. So they could do me 6 inches of spray foam in here, and I'll eventually close up those edges. I still got a ridge vent, if you can see that light up there. And they put kind of a foam stuff in there. I don't know if I need to add some gable vents for a little more attic ventilation. But yeah, there's my wires ran across. I'll probably secure them just stapled to the top of these, or the bottom of the trusses. And it went all the way down, so my electrical panel will be way over there in that corner. So my panel will come through here. This wall still needs to be probably built out to at least that 4x4, so that all my wires, everything's hidden behind there. Electrician said he was fine with if I'm just using Romex going to the bottom or tops of these. So you can see that's a 12-2 for something a little smaller. And that way, if you're walking by or whatever, it can't get stabbed into as easily because it's on that top edge. But eventually the goal is finish the walls out in here. But that might be a little while because I've got to catch up on some projects, if y'all didn't realize. We step into the paint booth. It's just kind of being used for storage now. I hung one high bay light right now. I don't have it wired in yet because all of our batteries died yesterday about 5 o'clock. So if we decided it was time to go home. But I've got to do fluorescence or something all around the perimeter of this anyway. So I just figured I'd throw that extra light up there if I wanted to come in and flip a light on or whatever. We can get the door raised. Now that there's some light in here, you can see how just big and bright this room's going to be. I haven't decided on my wall coverings yet, and y'all can weigh in on this. There's a lot more experience out there that I don't have, but this is just the plug for my my little test plug. I can plug an extension cord for my engine room. I'll show you that in just a second. And yeah, so what about this wall covering? I talked to Mike at my car shop, and he recommended some of the kind of thin plastic stuff. I've also considered doing like the white metal on the walls. It can be washed off pretty easily. I'm probably going to insulate those outer walls, 1, 2, 3. And I can have my exhaust fans, like dual fans. I'll put one probably up here on both sides. And if I want to, I can make a plenum that kind of comes out here, put a couple, 24-inch HVAC filters in, so it could be filtering any air it sucks out or whatever. And, having some adjustable fan speed will be good. Another idea I got was from Joe at the family's garage. He said, if I can pressurize this room while those are sucking, it'll keep dirt and stuff from being sucked from all up here and all those, which I planned on probably just foaming those in to seal it up because I don't want any air sucking over. So I got to seal up stuff like that. All that jazz, but got to get the place wired first. I may keep going on down the line with that one. I want an outlet, basically. If I can do 2 outlets here, I got 2 outlets here. Why do you need outlets in a paint booth? I'm doing all kinds of stuff in this booth. It's not just for painting. You can see my floor drain. So if I'm in here wet sanding or buffing or whatever, like, that's not my Barbie house, I promise. I gotta have outlets. You can never have too many outlets. And I went ahead and went backwards for this one. Since my sink will be here, I can have this GFCI outlet in case randomly I want to plug something in here. But otherwise, I've gone outlets 1, 2, 3. So those are on a circuit together. I got a larger wire running over the top. Let me show you. So that's a 10 gauge wire running over the top, because you get to the end of the 100-foot run, they say stop. So I'll run him to here. So that's actually only, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is 50 feet here. And if you add a few ups and downs, call it 60. So I can outlet off that, and I'll have enough to get over, go to here, and get my outlets on that wall from that section. Then I'm gonna have to go up through the attic, and I can drop down over here and get that final wall there. But I mentioned welder plugs and such, and I try to do this a little heavier gauge also, so that if I want to run a plasma cutter or whatever, I can do that as well. Welder plugs, I'd like to have one basically on every wall, and I do have an extension cord I can go with it too, and I've got a lot heavier gauge wire to get to those. So if I can put one here, maybe over there by my little welder, and that wall, that kind of covers me from any one of those 3. I'm going heavier gauge wire also for my air compressor. I may end up sticking it in that corner. I'm not sure. I know they're kind of noisy, and they can be and whatever. Or I might put it in that little area there where those creepers are. I just hung those up to get them out of the way. But you can save a large amount of money if you're able to wire your own stuff up. And I'm, in the end of all this, I'll still have my electrician sign off and whatever, but double check my work. I'm fairly confident in that sort of stuff. It's not a big deal. If you'd like to, if you want to add any suggestions of anything, throw them in the comments. That's what, I'm in the early stages of this, so I'm trying to get everything right ahead of time instead of having to do it 3 times over, and kind of get all the amenities and stuff that I need now versus, oh, wait, I have to redo and stop and spend a day redoing something else. Like, let's just get it done, do it right the first time. So in our engine room, there we are. I went with can lights in here. I thought it'd be better since it's only an 8-foot ceiling and they're plenty bright enough. I did a row around the outside, so if I have a bar top here or something like that, you know, I'm putting pistons on rods or I'm doing whatever. I got plenty of light. You got to have a lot of light in the engine build room. So this is 12 by 14. I'm assuming I could probably have 2 or 3 engines in here at a time, not out in the middle, but somewhere stored, or put them around the side if I need to, whatever. I got my mini split here. I got to get that put in this week. So that'll be exciting. Go in this outside wall. I'll insulate that wall. It's a 2x6 ceiling with a storage space over top. And yeah, I'll run separate wires for my mini split. Another thing, since the room could be get a little fumigated, I've got another section here to put a switch in for my exhaust fan. So I'll probably have that exhaust to the exterior as well. Just if you're working with chemicals, brake clean, whatever, suck that crap out of here so that you're not standing in it all day long. I've kind of figured that out, and I appreciate y'all watching my floor coating video. There's my brace for putting up the sheetrock on the ceiling. I want to do some kind of floor coating in here. I may not do the speckled type of Rust-Oleum. I'm going to check into it. So I did look back and read the comments from some people who shared their experience on that. As for everything else, it may have to get coated later. That's a big job. And in case you didn't notice, I got a lot to do here. So I appreciate y'all watching. I got to go back to work. I'm basically not quite to working all night long or anything like that, but all day long, early mornings, weekends. I got to get it all in so this thing can get done up. I'll have my sheetrock finishers come back and actually do this stuff so I don't have to, fall off something over here and be in the hospital for a year, anything like that. Thank y'all for watching. Here's our update. All right, Mopar people.